Hey, what is up, y'all? Let's go ahead and talk about some masteries here. So, first of all, just a quick tour of what I have set up right now, and also just a couple quick thoughts on what might help pretty much everybody else. And then I'll also be doing a follow-up video to this that'll go quite a bit more in depth into my thoughts on masteries and maybe what each one does and how they might work for you. So here's my basic setup for offense, and I pretty much keep this one all the time. Right, so on the basic tree, you've got the 1 point in strength and 1 point in greater strength, 1 point in pierce here, and then one each in lesser precision, lesser cruelty, and then maxed out the precision and cruelty. That's going to help me get the most critical hits and the highest critical damage. I also really like this glass cannon. It's going to increase your attack by quite a bit for only 3 mastery points. It does take away a little bit of health, but I think that it balances out pretty well. Helps get those fights down a little bit faster. And then I've also got 1 point in despair, 4 points in deep wounds, although I'm looking at maxing that out here pretty soon. And I have maxed out assassin to help finish off those big fights especially. So I pretty much run that all the time. Every now and again I will run the suicides there with the recoil and then maxing out liquid courage. Just sometimes for fun, especially for the arenas, that can help get those points up a little bit faster. The defense, I've actually got a little bit different setup than what I normally do here, as I am currently running willpower, although I don't run that very often. I always have just the 1 point in vitality, 1 point in greater vitality, and then I've maxed out salve and recovery. Salve will give an additional 4 health points every half second, so 8 points per second. And the recovery is going to boost all healing by 15%. So that salve actually gives 5 points every half second, or 10 points every second, right, with that recovery. And then I'll also max out block proficiency, so I take as little damage as possible when blocking. To open up willpower, I've thrown in 1 point energy resistance, 1 point physical resistance, and 1 point perfect block chance, just to get the minimum required to open up willpower there. Right, and then the proficiencies, I will always max out parry, I'll always max out stupefy. It's going to help me to stun the opponent when I block properly, and it'll help keep that stun on a little bit longer. Any other stun that I inflict as well is going to last just that little bit longer with maxing out the stupefy here. I've got currently 1 point in dexterity, just to take advantage of being able to do the evades and get that little bit of extra critical rating buff there. It's a lot better now that it's buffed. I have thought about maxing that out, but I don't currently. May change my setup here soon to put a couple more points in there. I really like this petrify one as well. It's going to help me to control the opponent's power gain and healing when they are stunned. I feel that that's pretty useful. Pacify, I also really like this one. It's going to help prevent defensive ability from triggering. Reduce that by about 20% with a max of up to 30%. I find it very useful, especially against magic. Actually, when I'm fighting her with blade, it's going to help prevent the limbo from proccing at all. And then lastly here, I've got 3 points in limber. Help keep me from being stunned. Should I actually get hit, get stunned, which actually does happen more often than I'd like. But it helps me recover a little bit faster so that I don't have to worry about taking quite as much damage after getting stunned. Or sometimes I can even recover from a stun and do a parry if somebody dashes in to me. I do like maxing that out as well. There's quite a bit of benefit in this one, but again, currently right now with me running the willpower, I just don't have enough points to go around to get into that. But I think that that might change. The willpower is just not quite as beneficial to me at this point. One last thing on the offense here, just kind of looping back around before I close this, is I do like to put some points into courage here to help increase my attack when my health points are below 50%. Again, the goal is to stay above 50%, say as close to 100% as possible, but There are certainly times where that isn't the case. That's going to help boost the attack and maybe finish off the fight, get that win when you're low health, so you don't have to take the L there. Right, so that's my current mastery setup, and I think that it's a pretty decent one, and I'm probably going to make some changes to that soon, but there's a lot to like about this setup, and I think that there are things that are going to work for everybody. Not everything does, for sure. Every style of play, everybody's choice of characters too is going to change that. Some of these might not work out for you. And I'm going to go ahead into a little bit of further depth of the masteries, some additional thoughts on that, what might be helpful for you as well. I'll link that in the description below. Yeah, I hope this helps you guys out, and if you have any questions, if you're looking for anything specific, I'm also going to put my line app ID in the description, but feel free to leave a comment as well, and I'll be glad to help you out as much as I can. Talk to y'all in the next one.